Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing my video answers segment to the Walking Dead Q&A video. Alright, great. So I want to thank everybody for their contributions to the Walking Dead questions and answers video. Even had some personal questions, some pretty good ones. So I got a video coming for that, answering the more personal Q&A side of things with the questions you guys asked me more about myself. So that video probably will be posted within the next day or two. But this one in particular is going to be answering only Walking Dead specific type discussion questions that I was asked in that video. So I've taken about 13 of them and we'll go ahead and discuss them, or at least go over them. Some questions I felt like were good enough to actually dedicate their own video to. One of the ones that was asked was, is it getting more difficult to survive in the Walking Dead zombie apocalypse or less? So as the seasons go on, is it becoming more difficult to survive, or is it becoming easier? So that's one I think I'm going to dedicate my a whole video to. And there's a lot of other ones I received questions for that actually are interesting enough, I think, to dedicate an entire video to and a day to release, one particular discussion topic a day type thing. So in this one, we've got a few questions to cover. We'll see how long this takes. Maybe I'll have to break it up into multiple parts, and we'll see how this goes. So the first question, now I forgot to write down people's names for this this time. Last time I did, this time I didn't, so I apologize to anybody. I won't be shouting out names. Some people don't like that anyway, so I've just decided right now I'm not going to do that. First question is, hey Trev, what about Sam, the dude Carol and Rick met? His girlfriend got eaten, and then he continues to say, do you think he could come back? Maybe as a hunter? I mean, why would they briefly show him if he never comes back? That's a really good one. That's a great question. That's why I put this one at number one. I don't know what they're doing with that guy. Him and his girlfriend. It was weird. It was weird when they were introduced. It was weird the direction they went with the whole leg thing that she had, how she had the broken leg, and then it seems like they gave them a task to do, and as soon as she was running, it seems she broke her leg. Next thing you know, she died, but he got away, the teenager or late teenager, the kid, right? I don't know what they're doing with that. That's a really, really interesting one, and whether or not we'll see him again or if he's going to disappear forever. I kind of think along the way you do, which is that why would they show him for an episode and his girlfriend and not have him reintroduced in some way into the series? Yeah, I would have to agree with you that I think they've got to be planning on doing something with him. Either him meeting up with Carol, him joining the group, him joining another group like the Hunters or something, or maybe him becoming prey to the Hunters, or just something. They got to be wanting to do something with him. I don't think we've seen the last of him. I think he will return. It'd be strange if he didn't. It'd be strange if he didn't return. The second question I have is, who do you think Negan will kill when the time comes? Oh man, that's a loaded question. That is a loaded question. Some people think it's going to be Daryl. Just say that's what I hear in comments. That's what I hear people say. Is that what if they switch out, the person? No spoilers here. So the person who died in the comic books, because Negan basically he meets Rick. Rick's giving him some trouble, so he has to punish Rick, and he ends up, killing one of his people in order to punish him, so to speak. So who will it be in the TV series when the time comes? Man, that's a loaded question. That's almost one I could do a whole video on. Like I said, some people think Daryl. I wouldn't like to see that. Yeah, I mean, they could go that route. It would make sense that if Daryl's going to die, that's how it would happen. But I wouldn't like to see it. I wouldn't like to see that. Maybe somebody else. I don't know, man. That's tough. Who would I like to see get killed? I don't know. Maybe they'll do Tyrese instead. Maybe that'd be good, because then he'd be in the show for a while, and yeah, I mean, that would make sense. Yeah, I think that maybe Tyrese, or I mean, there's a good amount of different characters you could really substitute. I don't think you would do a female. It'd have to be a male. Yeah, otherwise it wouldn't feel right based on the circumstances. It'd feel too much like Negan is. I don't know. It'd have to be a male. I think maybe Bob or Tyrese, or who else we got. Daryl, yeah, I like Daryl a lot, though. I wouldn't like to see that. So Anybody else? I can't really think of anyone else that he would do. If they even go, they might not even do that. They might not even do the same thing that they did in the comic book series. It could be a totally different set of circumstances. So we'll have to see where they go with that and what happens. But thank you. That's a good question. That's a loaded one. Like I said, I could do a whole video probably just talking about that. I won't because I've already kind of answered it, but I could. How will Tyrese find out who killed Karen and David, and what will he do? This is another really loaded question. Another one I could do a whole video on. Well, there are spoilers out there that he probably will run into Carol at some point. And I would think that she would have to tell him, or somebody. Yeah, he's going to have to find out some way or another. Either Rick tells him if they meet up again, or Carol tells him herself, and he I mean, I don't know. After everything they've seen, is he going to really want to kill her? What I think at this point he'll kind of understand. He might be mad, but I don't think he's going to kill Carol. I don't think he's going to do anything like that. Yeah, maybe if she levels with him and tells him herself that he won't. I don't think they would write in that he would kill Carol. No, I don't think so. That'd be a really strange direction, and people would hate Tyrese if he did that. So either that, or if somebody else tells him, like Rick or somebody, I think they'll work it out. But I do think it's going to be an interesting development to see how that plays out. Number 4. Who is your least favorite character and why? Wow. Yeah. That's a tough one too. Maybe at this point, my least favorite character probably be, I want to say Sasha or maybe Beth. Yeah, Sasha or Beth. Sasha's kind of bitchy. I don't like that. I don't like how she was trying to tell Tyrese what to do. When it's not her place to do that. I don't think. Or Beth, well, with Beth you kind of feel for her because she's just lost Herschel, and there's going to be a lot of emotional crying and things like that. But Beth is not really a strong character. When we first met her, she tried committing suicide. She's been around with a few guys, doesn't seem to care much for them. I don't really like that either. It's kind of whorish, right? I don't like her singing. There's a lot of things. She doesn't really. She takes care of the baby. I guess that's good. What else? I don't know. Between those two, I guess. Between Sasha and Beth, those two are my least favorites, I'd have to say. With my least favorite being, I said, Beth does take care of Judith. So I'll go with Sasha. She's my least favorite. I don't like women that are, that always try to, tell it, bitchy and try to tell other people what to do when they shouldn't. I don't like that. So, wow, that did not come across well at all. No matter what I say, somebody's going to say, oh, Trev, you're a bigot, or you're this, or you're that, or whatever. Someone in the comments is going to say something about that. Go ahead. Just say it. I don't care. There's the answer to the question. Anyway, let's see. Next. Things I don't like about The Walking Dead. Well, that, again, what are things that I don't like about there's a lot of things I don't like about The Walking Dead. I did a video last year after season 3 where I talked about, I think, what did I call it? Top 10 worst things about The Walking, something like that. So if you're interested, check out that. It was done after the end of season 3 last year. But there's a lot of things about The Walking Dead I don't like, and I could probably do a whole video on it. Yeah, as of this moment, things I don't like. With season 4, I thought the infection thing went on a little bit too long, so that's something I didn't like. Like they were trying to space fill it out before the mid-season finale, so timing-wise it would work. So that's something I don't like. But there's some characters I don't like. I don't like that they fired Frank Darabont. They should have kept him on, I think, because he's an amazing talent. There's a lot of things about it I don't like, so I'll just kind of end it there. Let's see. Holy cow, we're at not over like 10 minutes already. All right, one more, and then I'll cut it in a part, and then maybe I'll do a part 2 afterwards with the rest of the questions. The 6th question is, hi Trev, what do you think the characters in the Spinoff series will be like, or will be? Please let me know what you think. I think they're going to be a lot different. Now, I don't think they've even actually ironed it out yet. From based on question and answer segments or interviews I've seen with Robert Kirkman, it doesn't sound like they actually have like scripted or written too much about it yet, like too many details into the spin-off series. We're talking about, for those of you who don't know, The Walking Dead is going to have an additional spin-off TV series starting in 2015, apparently. Okay, so there'll be 2 shows on, the regular Walking Dead and a spin-off. I think that mainly what they want to do is they want to make it a lot different. Based on the interviews I've read and I've seen, it looks like they're going to make it way different. So I think we can expect a main character that is like the opposite of Rick, that is completely different from Rick, and in a different location, different personality, maybe not so much of a good guy type character, and just a totally different type of set of characters. I would say, to answer your question very generally, I think they'll do the opposite of what they did with the original show. So the characters will be not just like good guys, but maybe the opposite. Maybe they'll be kind of like shady type characters, like kind of evil in some ways, and this type of thing. Like maybe like the governor, somebody like that, who at first is good, but then we quickly see them morph into something evil, and then see what they do after that. So that's what I'm thinking they'll do, and I think it'll be in a totally different location, and it'll be totally different from what they do with the current series. I don't think we're going to be seeing a lot of forest-type landscapes and environments like we do in the current TV series. I think we're going to see maybe some more cityscapes and just a totally different environment. I'd like to see maybe or actually, there's another question here: is where would you like to see the spinoff series take place? So I'll save that for the next Q&A. I think I'll call it here because that's quite a few minutes. I don't like to make my videos longer than about 10 to 15 minutes roughly, except for my reviews, which are very in-depth sometimes. So I want to thank you guys for all the questions, and for today I think that's good. That's enough. And I've got let's see, that's 6. So I've got about another 7, or maybe I can find a couple others and fill out for another Part 2 answer segment for just Walking Dead particular questions. Let me know what you guys thought about this one, and whether or not you do want to see me do a Part 2 of this one. I'll probably do it within the next few days, in addition to the personal Q&A that's coming up soon. Anyway, let me know what you guys thought about this just general Q&A type video, answering some questions and opinions, giving my thoughts on different random questions from you guys. I like doing it. I think it's a lot of fun and get some great questions. So let me know what you guys thought about this video in particular. Did you enjoy it? Do you want to see me do more of it? Do you want to see me cut it and not do these type of videos anymore? Let me know. Or if you have any additional questions, maybe I can do them in the second part or the third part if I get there. Write them in the comments below, or PM them to me so I can add them to my list. I'll call it here. That's it for this video, guys. I'll see you for Part 2 probably in a few days. And this is Trev. I'm saying peace.